When I think of your goodness, I just want to praise you more. For your mercy, your kindness, and all of your ways, oh Lord. You are so glorious, you are so awesome. You're great and mighty, you're so amazing. You are so glorious, you are so awesome. You're great and mighty, you're so amazing, amazing, Lord. You're so amazing, you're so amazing. It's my Lord and my When I think of your goodness, I just want to praise you more. For your mercy, your kindness, and all of your ways, oh Lord. You are so glorious, you are so awesome. You're great and mighty, you're so amazing. You are so glorious, you are so awesome. You're great and mighty, you're so amazing, amazing, Lord. You're so amazing, you're so amazing. It's my Lord and my
Hello and welcome to Limitless. And of course, I'm your host, Maria Bond. And today we have an amazing show for you because, of course, this is the show that gives you love and inspiration on a Saturday morning. And of course, we've got nothing less than the best today. We have John Fisher on the show today, and he will be going through quite a number of things about his life, choir, all sorts of stuff about his career. It's going to be an amazing show. So make sure you stay tuned, call your friends and get people to log on. First, let's listen to one of his videos. Well, watch one of his videos and listen to one of his tracks called My Joy. Enjoy.
Here we go. Come on, clap those hands with us. Come on. Here we go.
He counts our days, but with a smile. I
us to sing, allows us to dance. Here we go. Your joy, your joy. Come on, guys. Your joy allows me to dance. Your joy allows me to sing. Your joy allows me to lift my hands and give you praise. Your joy allows me to dance. Your joy allows me to sing. Your joy.
Oh my goodness. That was My Joy by IDMC. And of course, choir director John Fisher is with us today. So let's welcome to John Fisher. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm trying to get my camera right. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, and welcome to Limitless. John, it's so good to have you on the show. And of course, we know that you've had a very long career. You've done so many things with very, very, very big names. Tell us how you got. Well, obviously, let me introduce you properly. Let me introduce you, do you justice here, because of course, you are the founder and leader of the choir that is called IDMC. Okay,
That's right.
so I really want to know what that's called first, because I actually don't know what IDMC stands for. I've heard it for many years, and I've heard you minister, and I thought, wow, but I've not actually didn't actually know what the name was. So we'll come back to that in a minute. You're an award-winning, you're a drummer, you're a producer, you're a songwriter, you're a mentor, you're a teacher, you're a youth mentor, and of course, you've had 40 years in the industry. So tell us how, before we go into anything else, how do you manage to be so limited? How do you manage?
Well, I just try to spread myself as thinly as I can so that everybody gets a little bit of me. But it's been a pleasure doing what I do for so many years, and it's really by God's grace that I'm here, still standing, doing this whole gospel thing. It's been perfect pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we've enjoyed it. So it's been a complete pleasure to enjoy your music as well. So how did you get into it in the first place? How did you start music?
Well, basically, my history starts as a drummer. I played drums for many choirs, for the London Community Gospel Choir, for lots of choirs back in the day. I was a professional drummer for 25 years. And my upbringing is within the church itself. So I've played music, I've written music for my own denomination. Yeah. And then from there, I've always loved the choir sound. And so it was just a natural progression for me to set up my own choir, which is a crazy thing to do because you're leading loads of people. And, with loads of people comes loads of personalities, comes loads of stress, and hence why I haven't got a lot of hair on my head. I'm growing it back at the moment. But I just love the choir sounds. My influences come from people like the Walter Hawkins and James Cleveland and Donald Lawrence choir sounds. And so I've always loved that. So I wanted to recreate that with a British flavor. We know that our gospel choir sounds come from America, but we wanted to add a little fish and chips and some ackee and saltfish to give it our own little touch, you know what I mean? And so it's been great. It's been a great journey doing the choir thing, from being a drummer, being right at the back of the choir, as it were, on drums, and then moving forward to writing the songs, directing the songs, teaching the songs, and fronting the actual shows.
Yeah. You know what? I find that people who start off in drumming often have a fantastic ear for music. There is no drummer that I know, and I literally, this is a lot now. There's no drummer that I know that goes from drumming to actually, the actual music, the melodic aspects of it, the producing, all that is not absolutely brilliant and just doing their thing in such an excellent way. I think it's to do with just having the roots, being in the roots of the actual music and being the foundational sound, that very beat of the heartbeat, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the drummer obviously is the rhythm player, so he gets the whole flow going. But as well, if you think of the dynamics, the drummer actually watches the whole show from the back. He watches what the other musicians are doing. He has to watch the director of the show. Then he looks at the choir and stuff like that. So drumming is, I have to put the hands up for the drummers. We are the men and we are the ladies.
And of course, there is the whole polyphonic thing going on. You can hear how all the different rhythms are working with each other and complementing each other. And that knowledge, when you are the actual drummer, I can only imagine that it becomes instinctive. It's not something you have to learn in a book or go and actually figure out. It's just in your bones, isn't it?
It really is. It really, the rhythm is just ingrained into you. I have a son who is my drummer for my choir, and when I was drumming, and he used to come to the shows as a 5-year-old and 6-year-old child, when he used to get tired, people would say, "John, do you want me to hold him?" And he would say, "No, he wants to sit by the drums." And he used to fall asleep literally underneath my floor tom. So he's got rhythm beaten into him from a very young age.
That's it. Yeah. And it does change the heartbeat as well. It changes your mood, all of that. Now, there's something that you said just now. You talked about your father, and I do know your father was a preacher.
Yes.
Now, was that something, do you think, that he wanted you to get into as well? Like, and it's something that people may have thought would have been a natural progression? Because I know you worked with people like Chaka Khan, Richard Parry, Alexander O'Neill. These people are not Christian. So how did your family feel about it? And also, was there expectation of you moving into the ministry straight away? You know what I mean?
Well, my father was a musician before he became a preacher, and that's where the musical flow comes from. So in the 60s, him and his friends, they were the first in our church denomination to buy electric guitars and drums. And so they set a brand new precedent in England within our church. And for them, they went through a bit of a struggle because before electric guitars, there was just the acoustic guitar and tambourines. And so when they bought these electric things that came in that people saw on TV with the beat, they could only associate this kind of things with the Beatles and pop music. And so they were scorned for a minute that they were bringing the devil's music into church, you know, but all they were trying to do is just assist. And that's where my roots in music come from. To answer your question, being able to work alongside a lot of secular artists, for me, it was work, pure and simple. I never had no affiliation to the artists. It's just that they were big names in the music scene. And I was blessed, just like a lot of my peers who work in the secular scene are blessed to be able to work, and let's get that word right, to work in that scene and earn their living. Just like some people go out and be an accountant, someone will be a solicitor, someone will be a TV host like your beautiful self, you know, and get paid for it. That we were working, getting paid, and being able to pay our bills through this. Because unfortunately, as much as we love our gospel music, it's a vocation. It's not something that many people, I don't say all people, not many people can earn a living from. And so the secular field saw our talents and have seen our talents as musicians and songwriters and singers, and felt that they wanted to bring our sound to their music. And so, you know, we were blessed. And I always take things like that. I always see it as a glass half full. I see it as a blessing that someone would want to use me in their setup. And that's how we've done it.
That's it, because wherever you go, you carry the grace with you. So it's not a case of, isn't it? You are the temple. You are,
Most definitely.
So it's in you. The church is in you, and all your those who are also ministering with you as well. Okay, well, that's great. I like the fact that, I mean, of course, you worked with IDMC, which is another big choir as well. What's the actual meaning of the LGC IDMC? Because I know you work with LGC, and I know they're London Community Choir, but what does IDMC actually stand for?
IDMC actually stands for Individuals Dedicated to the Ministry of Christ.
Lovely. I really like that title. Yeah. I love the fact that you're working with normal, you know, you're right up, it says you're working with normal people. I love that. And giving normal people a platform.
Listen, they are normal people. We have people who are civil servants. We have people who are office managers, people from school teachers. We have people from all sides of the track who have one commitment that is their commitment to God and being able to share his gospel through song. These guys, they do their 9 to 5s, they look after their family at home, but they are totally committed into the vision of IDMC at this time. In our 26 years, we've had over 250 people come through the choir at one stage or the other. And every season, every set of singers that's come through have all devoted themselves, their spare time, to rehearsing every week and doing concerts at the weekends or midweek, wherever possible.
And that's amazing. That's really, really amazing, to take normal people and do extraordinary things with, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And that's what it always was. When you look at the early church, you look at Jesus's ministry, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. You look at Paul's ministry, the first churches, the same thing, ordinary people doing extraordinary things through the power of a limitless God. It's amazing. And I think that all hats up, to you and respect you, because you are taking the position of a pastor as a leader in that situation. You ever see yourself like that?
I've had that mantle thrown on me so many times by my friends, Pastor Fisher, yes, Rev, yes, John, Pastor Fisher, Bishop,
Bishop.
So I received the fact that I have to lead people, and as a leader, these kind of pressures are put on you. But I love working with people. I love the people that I'm around. I surround myself with positive people that push me. And that's not only the choir. I mean, the choir members push me very, very hard in regards to delivering excellence and giving them the tools to get them to be excellent. But also in my general life, I have mentors and individuals who speak into my life constantly and who will challenge me to be the best version of myself.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. We need accountability, don't we? We need all of that. Okay, so let's go to the next song. I think it's called Believe, and I think it's time that we listen to that and we'll come back and find out a little bit more about you. Okay, so let's listen to Believe.
See the rainbow through the trees.
Oh, wonderful. What an absolutely beautiful sound.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful sound. Did you write that song?
Yes, I did. I did.
So you write all your songs for your choir. So
Yeah.
how do you get the inspirations for these beautiful songs and the harmonies as well? How do you start that? How do you go about creating that?
Well, as I said, I've got a lot of musical influences.
Yeah.
From your Donald Lawrence, your Edwin Hawkins, or Walter Hawkins.
Mm.
I have some great musical mentors, people like Howard Francis is an amazing keyboard player,
Yeah.
and even just what I listen to generally. And I would tend to take songs, making sure that lyrically they work. That one of the fundamental things for me is that the message of what I want to get across is really clear to
Mm.
everybody. So the
Mm.
words are very important.
Yeah.
With that particular song, I always wanted to write a classical styled song. And
Mm.
so Richard Smallwood's Total Praise was a direct influence on that song,
Mm.
knowing that Total Praise is one of the gospel standards when it
Yeah.
comes to classical gospel. And
Yeah.
so that was my inspiration. With that particular song, I had a great friend named Novel Smith from Birmingham,
Mm.
England, who wrote a beautiful instrumental track. So the music was his from that. And I heard the song a little while ago, and I messaged him. I said, Novel, would you mind me trying to write a song off the back of your music? And he
Yeah.
said, yeah, please go for it, uncle, and so I started, and I was playing the song over, and I tried to get an understanding of what do I believe,
Yeah.
and so the words started to flow. I started to study what the Bible said about believing,
Yeah.
and knowing that God cannot be seen and He cannot be touched tangibly, but we believe that He's in the air. We believe that He's all around us, and
Mm.
and so I wanted to get that message across, number one. And then I wanted to challenge myself with vocal harmonies on that particular song as well, so
Yeah.
that I could not only challenge myself, because it took me like about 3 months to write that song.
Mm.
It took me another month and a half as I was writing it to build the harmonies of the song. Then it
Mm.
took me another month to build up the courage to teach the choir the song, because you're bringing something very complicated to an environment where singers are waiting, and they're waiting for every note that comes out your mouth. And so we built the song, and the choir just really took it and really blessed me with the way that they approached the song and delivered it.
Yeah. It's amazing the power that you have in your hands when you are choir director, because I got saved through music, and I think that on the journey towards getting saved, joining a choir because I liked music, not because I wanted to be in a choir, not because I wanted to be a minister, of the gospel in
Mm.
song, really helped me. And I think that when you give people those kind of words, it reinforces their faith. If they haven't got it, it teaches them, gives them the words, the expressions. And it's an amazing thing. And of course, you've been recognized by the Queen. You've been recently been honored with the BEM, the British Empire Medal.
Yes,
How did you feel about that when you had heard that news? What
totally.
were your first thoughts?
Totally amazed that
Mm.
I'm totally amazed that a little South London boy from a little boy from South London could be recognised by Her Majesty the Queen, or the Office of the Queen,
Yeah.
for the work that I've done over many years,
Yeah.
and the support that I've made towards music, gospel music in schools, gospel music through the choirs, and
Yeah.
all over the world. So I'm totally humbled, totally amazed, and relishing the experience.
Yeah, yeah, and so you should. So you should. And of course, you're not new to awards because you won Premier Gospel Choir of the Year, was it? You've won numerous. You've been on Songs of Praise so many times, and
That's right. That's
so
right.
people, I think, genuinely, it was expected. It was on its way, because people genuinely do recognize you for the work that you're doing. So yeah, as I keep saying, All hats off for you.
Oh, bless you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay, so let me go through. I've got what it is this, yeah. I've actually got some questions
Okay.
that viewers have sent me. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Now, don't worry, because you know it all anyway. This is just one of those things to find out how many you can answer
Okay.
in a short period of time. Now, we already have a winner because we've had a few guests that done it, but there are no winners really because it's all about you. Okay, so I've got them all here in this card, and you've got 2 minutes. I'm going to set my timer, and then we'll see how much we can learn about you in 2 minutes. No pressure.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. All right, so I've set my timer now for 2 minutes, and there it's gone. Right, so what's your favorite meal?
Oxtail and rice and peas.
Ooh. What was the name of your first pet?
Tyson, it was a cat.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite scripture?
Psalms 34, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise will always be in my mouth.
Excellent. What's your best day?
My best day is hanging out with my wife.
Lovely. I'm sure you got points there. What's the closest you've ever been to the North Pole?
We at Tromsø in Norway, right up by the north of Scandinavia.
Oh, okay. Don't know where that is. I've learned something today. What's the closest you've ever been to the South Pole?
Zimbabwe in South Africa.
Okay. And what advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't take life too seriously. Enjoy every moment and be the best version of yourself.
Excellent. What are your best memories?
Singing, taking the choir to sing for Luciano Pavarotti. In fact, no, let me repeat. That was a good memory, but getting married in 1990, otherwise my wife will kill me.
You're really sorry, points. It's a good day for you. Excellent. Okay, how did you both meet?
We met through my church, mutual different churches, and we met over a few dinner parties. The first one was a really good time and just having a good laugh. And the second time, we sat across from each other again. And on the second occasion, I thought to myself, this young lady looks good to me. Oh, praise the Lord.
I love it. Okay, what's the most supernatural thing you've ever done? You're doing really well.
Supernatural thing I've ever done.
Oh, time's up.
And I had a good answer for you as well on that one.
No, I still want to hear it though. You've got 12. Okay, I want to hear
that. I bungee jumped in Denmark on a tour once, and it was absolutely amazing to do. The person who took us up, he said, when I tap your shoulder 3 times, just hold your arms out and just let go. And I was scared. My socks were shaking. But then when I looked over the horizon and I said, God, I'm letting go. And that by itself was just a sermon. When we're holed up, when we're in a situation we don't know what to do, just hold your arms out and say, God, I'm putting my life in your hands. And I took the leap. And that was it. Went down into nowhere. It was crazy, but I loved it.
Absolutely amazing. I'd love to do something like that. I mean, the most risky thing I've done is gone on one of those fairground rides, really fun ones. And then you get strapped in and you think, why am I doing this? But by that time, you've gone. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. I'm hoping to do something like that one day. And when I do, I will share my notes with you.
Please. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go to another song.
Yes.
Before we go to listen to No Hatred, I want you to tell us a little bit about that song. I know it's the lovely harmonies. It's in a very nice ambience in a church environment. Tell us about that, please.
No Hatred is a classic song written by one of the greats, Andre Crouch.
Yeah.
And it talks about as we go through our lives, there may be a lot of things going on in our lives, but one thing that we can hold on to, that there is definitely no hatred through Jesus Christ. If we love Christ and if we follow his teachings, then we learn to love all men, regardless of who they are, where they're coming from, what kind of lifestyle they have. Because one of the things that's missing in our society is love. And if we could bring love to every equation. I know I talk about my wife, and we've joked about me, my best day being with my wife, and that's because of love. But the reason I do gospel music and share gospel music is because of love, and being able to share God's love and his hope and his peace with the world through music. So this song just talks about there being no hatred in Christ. It was sung in a church in Poland, if I remember rightly, with one of the choirs, and a lot of extra friends who came with us for this journey. And we pray that people will be blessed by this delivery.
Lovely. Okay, so without further ado, let's listen to the song No Hatred. Enjoy. Wow. And that was the beautiful IDMC sound, led by John Fisher. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful sound.
Thank you,
You
Mary.
know, I am quite interested to find out about your performance in front of the late Pavarotti Luciano. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, the story behind that was that as a choir in 2003, 2002, 2003, we were invited to go to Italy to do some shows. This lady, a lovely lady named Cheryl Porter, she's if people can find her online as a vocal coach, she contacted us and said, John, we'd love to bring a gospel choir from England to Italy to do some shows. Would you be interested? And as a young choir and as a choir that's never left England to do anything, we jumped at it and said, yeah, we'd love to come and do some concerts. She said, you know, John, there's no money, but we can cover all your fares and everything like that. But for us, money wasn't even an issue. To go across and become now an international choir,
Yeah.
that was enough for me. And so we went over, we done an absolutely amazing job, great concert. At the end of that concert, she said, John, look, man, you guys were so good. Look, here's an envelope. It had a wad of money in it to say thank you for your work and stuff. We said amen to that. Everybody got a little fish and chips and a hamburger here and there. And so we came home. But the same lady contacted us again and said, John, look, we've got a celebrity wedding out here, and I reckon that you guys will do really well. They want a gospel choir, and we want you to join with our choir over here. Would you do it? I said, okay, yeah, that's good. Go back to Italy. I've been practicing my Italian. Bonjour, bonjour, monsieur. And I knew that I could. And so we rehearsed and we practiced the songs that they selected for us. The promoter came over and said, John, they had a meeting with the choir to give us the information. Please forgive me for my camera work. And she said, John,
Oh,
yeah, John, have I told you who this person you're singing for yet? And we're in the rehearsal. We said, no, you haven't said nothing. She said, okay, it's actually Luciano Pavarotti. And all of the choir members started looking at each other. The room was silent. I turned around to her and said, is there another Luciano Pavarotti that you're actually talking about, or is it the one and only? And she said, no, John, it is the one and only. And our mouths dropped, you know. So we went across. It was very exciting. But even though we knew it was going to happen, I didn't say anything to nobody, no press, no media, just in case it got cancelled, you know. Not until we were on the plane and Italy, then we started to let the word out. And so the press over here, before there was social media, went crazy about this UK choir singing at this amazing wedding. And it was an awesome experience. One of the biggest moments was when I was directing the song, and then Luciano Pavarotti walked out on stage with his white suit, with his hat, and sat right beside me. I was shaking in my boots, you know, right there. But it was an absolutely amazing experience, and I'm so grateful to God for giving us that platform. You know, we lived off the fame of that for a good 15 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's amazing, actually, because as long as you carry the light, as long as you carry the light, and all your members, which I call disciples, carry the light as well, it's an honor for them to have you there. And I think the world that we're living in has twisted, it's been twisted around. King and priests, chosen generation, you know, call forth to show the glory of God. It's an honor for them to have you there. And I think that, you know, as soon as people come to understand that, you know, they'll be able to, benefit from us Christians, and when we show up, we'll bring glory with us. It's, you know, so I think, you know, and it's great that, you know, God's opening the doors for you to be able to shine that light to all these people. I can't get over, you know, what I kept thinking in my head was how, you know, you're making disciples. You're actually creating, well, not creating, you're allowing the fire within you to spread to all your members, so that beyond the choir, they'll be also speaking this, and the fire will be burning in their heart. It's so amazing. It really, really is.
It is. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it is. So over the lockdown, have you, because obviously it's a community thing as a choir, have you been able to meet up? Have you been able to carry on with the music, or has that been an issue?
It was an issue at start because we weren't sure what mediums we could do. We knew that we couldn't meet together in the normal way that we meet together. So we had to adopt Zoom as a platform for us to meet up generally. And so we would, from week to week, get together. We've been reading constantly from the start of the lockdown. Pretty much every Tuesday is our rehearsal day. And we've been meeting up for an hour, hour and a half, having fellowship, having devotion, encouraging each other with words. It's hard to sing on Zoom because the syncing doesn't work. So what we do is set them vocal challenges. We've been constantly recording over the Zoom, over the lockdown as well. So we are preparing a brand new album. And so we've been building the demos for that. And so what we do vocal challenges for the choir. Then we send them the songs with just the vocal parts, and they send it back to me and my vocal director, Teresa. Big shout to Teresa. And we've been critiquing them, how they're singing, to keep them going, and recording, putting the parts together. And we've been piecing all of our songs together like that. So even like the song that you heard at the top there, My Joy, that was done over the lockdown. We recorded. Yeah, we recorded that over the lockdown, and put together the video. You can see the video was people in different places, and so we pieced that whole album, that song together, and released that as a single over the lockdown period.
The clarity of the song, it sounds really well produced.
Well, you know, technology now just makes things work so well. So realistically, that was done with everybody's phones. Because if you think about it, the technology now has got us to the point where your iPhones and your Samsungs and your Huawei's, the mic technology in the phones now is the quality of an SM58 back in the day. And so once you know how to get them to sing clearly into the mic, that's all you need to do. Then Logic and Pro Tools and all of these things, they take over. And you know, if you've got a guy that understands what he's doing, big shout to my son who produces our music. You know, you get quality.
I was going to say that at the end of the day, it comes down to the sound producer, the person that understands how to, you know, because you can't. I mean, what you're saying, a lot of people out there will probably be going out thinking, oh, we can record something on our phone and it won't sound like IPMC. So it's about having the right person. Obviously, yeah, but I thought John Fisher said.
John Fisher said.
John Fisher said, I can release this, and it, you know, it's like what? I think it's to do with the person who's mixing it and mastering it. You know, someone who understands how to engineer sound.
I mean, we were blessed in that I had a bit of gear at home, and so I still had to be careful of social distancing, and had a few of the singers come around, and we just added the final pieces to it, so it really made it sharper. But the majority of the sound there is what you heard people deliver to me via internet.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And you've got 9 albums now so far, haven't you?
Yeah, we have 9 albums in.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you that the 10th album is going to take people's heads off. You know,
Woo!
The songs, like you heard, Believe is going to be on there. We've got some great reggae music on there. Some good, fresh music. And one of the things that I've been trying to do over the last few years is to try and hone my writing skills, so that whatever we sing, the message comes through clearly, because the gospel is the message at the end of the day. You can use rap, choirs, hip hop, dance, house, reggae as the style of music. But at the end of the day, if the message isn't getting across, it's not gospel. You know, it's got to get that message across.
Exactly. It's like a shadow off, because a lot of people come from music and they come to church to listen to the music, you know, and they stay for the word, they stay for the spirit, you know. So yeah, you've got to keep it real, but it's a balance though, isn't it? Because you're trying to keep it very fresh and the now kind of music, very current. At the same time, you know, you're working with the spirit essentially, aren't you? To try and make sure the words are relevant for that time period as well, for whoever it's meant to. Hopefully the masses.
Yeah, true, very true, very true.
Yeah. So do you approach your songwriting first and foremost through prayer, or is it maybe the downloads that come to you as far as the topics and the direction to go to?
It's a lot of different things, really. It is the download, it is prayer, it
Mm,
is reading a scripture, it's hearing a musical sound at that particular time. Do
mm,
I want this to be an up-tempo song? Am I going to write an up-tempo song today? Am I going to write a ballad? Is it going
mm,
to be 2/4, 3/4, 4/4? So once I've got the flavor of the song that I want to write, um, like an up-tempo song, for argument's sake, I will always start with a chorus, because we know that chorus has got to catch people, and it's
yeah.
got to be a hook to hold them together.
Yeah.
If it's a ballad, then I know I'm going to tell a story.
Mm,
And so by the time I get from the start, first word, all the way to the end of the song, I've got to be able to create a picture so
yeah.
that people can actually, if they're listening to it with their eyes closed,
Mhm,
they can actually build a picture of what we're trying to say. So many different elements are involved in that, in the process of
mhm,
trying to create music and create a song. It could be different for any type of song.
yeah. 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 I suppose there's different ways that God speaks to us as well. So
Most
it all
definitely.
depends on how you're listening at that particular time. But I like the
Yes.
work that you're doing recently, though, on mental health. That's
Yes.
really needed now. I saw that. Really wanted to play it. It's very long, but it's something that we can get online anyway. People can go and find it online. And I'm going to advise everyone that's listening, go and listen to it. It's very good. You can find it on YouTube, IDMC. And it's actually called Mental Health, is it?
It's called Help Somebody.
Help somebody, yes. But we can't play it now because of the length. Tell us about
Yes.
that project and what inspired.
Yeah. And thank you for bringing that up. Hold on a second, because I'm in Jamaica, so it's hot.
We're
So
going
I
to
have
talk
to.
about that Jamaica situation, actually. In fact,
But
no, let's talk about it now. Do you know what I woke up this morning and I said, "Oh, I've got John Fisher from Jamaica." Do you know what I was thinking? I thought you were going to be sitting by the beach. I thought you were literally going to show off. I was
now,
thinking,
and you know what? If it was just
you
if
see
it
this.
was just if it was just 2 hours later, I would have been outside in the sunshine. But it's dark, it's
Oh,
pitch black. Yeah,
yeah.
it's still 5:30, coming up to 6 o'clock, so it's still black outside.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, the song that you've talked about is called "Help Somebody." It's taken from an original gospel song
Yeah.
that was made famous by Mahalia Jackson in 1948.
Yeah.
If I could help somebody as I pass along, then my living will not be in vain.
Yeah.
And I rearranged that song to have a little soulful feel to it. But a friend of mine who used to be in the choir, who now lives in Grenada,
Mm,
Sandra Johnson, wanted to use that song to help highlight the problem that we have in the Black community when it comes to mental health, and helping us to start the conversation so that people feel comfortable to speak out about their health problems, their mental problems that they're having. Now,
yeah.
Marie, the truth is that with the COVID situation that we are in all over the world, people are at breaking point. And I just learned, even just a couple of hours ago, that England is about to go back into lockdown again.
Yeah.
And so, with people not being able to work, with people not being able to do their normal thing, with work, with finances, with health, people not being able to go to the doctors for their normal problems that they've got, all of these things are tipping people over the edge. And so we have a situation with this song that it is not only for people of color, but basically people need help, black, white, whoever they are, for wherever background they're coming from. People need somewhere that they can reach out for help. And that's where the song is coming from. So I pray that if people hear it, that they will be totally blessed by this song.
Yes, it's a beautiful song. Yeah, please go out, listen to it, and maybe share it as well. Not maybe,
Please, yeah.
do share it.
Yeah, yeah. We have a thing called, we've adopted a thing called Help Somebody Wednesdays.
Yeah,
And what we do is that we send a song out, but we encourage people to phone somebody, text
mm,
somebody, WhatsApp them, send them a Facebook message. Just reach out to friends and say, hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you today, praying that you're
mm,
blessed, whatever it is, or just have
yeah,
a conversation. Some people locked in their homes just want to talk to somebody, not just text people. They just want to hear a voice on the end of the phone that they can share. So we just want to encourage people just to talk. BT had a slogan back in the day, didn't they? It's good to talk.
Yes, and it is.
And so we want to take that back up and get people to talk again, and just to help people through this intense time that we've got.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think we should go to one of the other songs that I've got on the list here called Soul Food. And then we're going to come back and find out how we can connect with you, contact you, and just keep connected with the people out there and IDMC. So let's listen to Soul Food. Enjoy.
Take it off, babe. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. What a time I know. Here we go, babe. You sing.
There was a time when I was searching for the Lord. Didn't know which way to go. I was going back and forth. Had to rest my weary legs. The heat was setting in. Then right there I heard a voice saying, "Come on, if you ready."
My soul said yes.
My soul.
My soul said yes.
Lord, yes.
Right now to give you praise.
And right there I realized God was by my side. He wanted to be the guide of my life. So I put my hands in his hands and let him lead the way. We've been together till this very day.
My soul said yes.
Oh, my soul said yes.
My soul said yes. Lord, yes.
It's right here crying out.
Right now to give you praise. Come on, Dion, sing.
You can be like me, lost, trying to find a way. God will always guide me, right and guide and say, don't you be discouraged, don't you have no fear. Jesus is the answer for the world today.
My soul said yes. My soul said yes. Lord, yes. Take it to the bridge, y'all. Take it to the bridge. One time we sing.
All you hungry, thirsty, can't be filled. Simply not the wrong table can get supplied. Don't you think right here God is serving soul food? He's the bread of life.
Come on.
That's right.
Come on, Aaron, you play. Are you ready? Yes to your will.
Yes to your will.
Say what?
Yes to your way.
To your way.
Yes to your will.
I'll do your will.
Yes to your way.
I'll do your.
Yes to your will.
I'll do your.
Yes to your way.
I'll do say.
Yes to your will.
Say what?
Yes to your way.
Cut those.
Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your will.
My soul said yes. My soul said yes. Lord, yes. It's not there.
Crying out, right now to give you praise.
Cut those.
Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your will. Yes to your way. Yes to your will.
My soul said yes.
Yes, my soul said yes. My soul said, my soul said, my soul said yes. Love it. Every time you watch that back, does it make you feel like, remember when you were back in that time recording that?
Such a fun song. I just enjoy every minute of it, man. So yeah, and we recorded that down Carnaby Street in the West End.
All right, okay.
So loads of people are standing around watching us record this video. Hilarious.
Lovely. I love it. I love it. Do you know what? Yeah, one of my best moments is walking down National Gate in the carnival, dressed, like representing Jesus, and just
Yeah,
freedom to say,
yeah,
this is who I am, unashamedly. It's the most liberating thing. I would say anybody out there, go out and say, I love Jesus, and let
yeah,
the world hear you. You will
yeah,
be so
definitely,
liberated.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's a great feeling to be free. I was saying it's a great feeling to be
Yeah,
free, to be able to share who you are with the world.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. It's the same thing as when we take off that mask and we be ourselves and we be real and be true to who we really are. And
Yeah.
that is what we are. And so, everything else is it's a lie. It's not
Yes.
reality, isn't it? And that's great, 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 great. Okay, so tell us how we can connect with you, and also how we can get the albums, because there's 9 albums. There's one more on the way. When is that due?
Well, it would have been out this year, but obviously due to COVID, we've had to put it back. I am looking at possibly spring next year, but then that's going to be subject to how things pan out with the pandemic. So we've been releasing music, just singles, just keeping people in touch with us.
Yeah.
So this year, last year into this year, we released 3 singles. My Change Has Come, Believe, which you heard as well, and My Joy, which you heard as well. That was in March. We done a video, which was Help Somebody. And as well, in next month, we're going to release another song called I Leave With You, which is a tribute. Unfortunately, my mum died a year ago. And we're coming up to a 1-year anniversary of her death. And I wrote this song as a tribute to her. But I realized, Marie, that I don't have the monopoly on death or grief. And so with this crazy year that we've been in, I've lost so many friends, and I'm sure you have, and people listening have lost lots of friends through death and through COVID and different situations. I felt I wanted to write this song and make it a tribute for everybody to be able to share this song, I Leave With You, the memories that we've got of our family and friends. So that will be coming out in November as well. So people listen out for that. But yes, people can connect with us via our social media. That is dynamic. It's updating all the time. So if you just look for IDMC Gospel UK on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, you'll find us right there. Our website is www.idmcgospel.com. If you just type in IDMC and gospel in Google or search engines anywhere, it will come up with my smiling face. And you can find it. You can find out everything you need to know about IDMC Gospel Choir. We are actually. People are asking us, will we perform for Christmas? We're looking at that right now. Obviously, it is dependent on how things go. But virtually,
no, it's got to do something. It's going to be Christmas, for goodness sake.
Christmas, so we're looking to do some stuff. But virtually as well, we could provide churches or organizations with Christmas carols, songs, done in a very gospel and funky way as well. And we have actually a gospel Christmas presentation, a concert coming out over the Christmas season. So if people subscribe to us and follow us, they will get all the information that they need in regards to all of our music, where they can get it. Obviously, there's the various platforms, Amazon, iTunes, CD Baby, Google Play, Spotify, where you can hear and where you can buy our music and stuff. So we're inviting people to go and visit us and support us there.
Amazing. And of course, remember, he talked about Help Somebody Wednesday. So making sure that you call somebody, and it can be Help Somebody every day, really, can't it?
It can be. It doesn't have to be Wednesday. It could be any day of the week. Just contact somebody and spread the love. That's what's so important.
That's it. Spread the love, because at the end of the day, it's all about love. You can do
It
all
really is. It really is. It really is.
It's all about love. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been an honor. I've really enjoyed it. And we found out so much about you as well. Do you know that you won? You've actually answered more questions than any other guest. I've got a clapping machine here. So yeah, well done.
Thank you, Don. Listen, let me just do a shout out to my pops over here in Jamaica who hasn't been well. We're just asking the church and your family to pray for him. He's a great guy. He's a minister from Church of God, New Testament Church of God, who's been pastoring for many years. So we're praying his recovery. I'm sending love out to my wife, who I believe is watching me. I have to do these kind of things, otherwise when I phone her in 5 minutes, I'm going to get virtually over the phone. Big shout out to my IDMC choir, who I love very much, Teresa and Courtney and all the guys. They are such a great support to me, and to the gospel community, and to your beautiful people right on Limitless as well. Thank you for allowing me to be here and to share with you in this early hour of 5 in the morning. I can't even tell you what time it is.
So sorry that I'm laughing. Never mind. Maybe the next time we talk, you'll be able to show me this beautiful scenery. We'll call in the afternoon maybe and do a pre-recorded show.
Definitely.
And it's really wonderful to have you on the show, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Marie, for having me, and for Bim and all the guys who made this happen. Really appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.
God bless you. Bye.
Okay, so that was John Fisher from the choir, the award-winning choir, and of course he's an award-winning man as well. He's a champion for many. IDMC. So make sure that you follow them, like them, anything that you need to do to stay connected. It's really good. And don't forget, Help Somebody Wednesday. Call somebody right now after the show and just say something beautiful to them. Just as it says, without love, it's just noise. Everything that you do is just a kind of noise, So it says in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 3-4, it says, let love and faith will never leave you. Bind them around you. Write them on tablets of your heart. And just love somebody. Reach out and love somebody. I'm Maria Bond. Thank you so much for joining me on Limitless. God bless you. Bye.
Oh,